Your name again and your organization?
Ed Craig, CEO, Carbogenics.
Right. And I'm still a little confused as what Carbogenics is. You said, from my understanding, you essentially create mulch, right, for the soil? Or is that wrong? Okay.
Yeah. So Carbogenics is a British company, a small company that's a spin out of the University of Edinburgh. And then we set up a company here called Carbogenics USA.
Right.
So it's a company here in New Mexico.
Right. And what do you do?
We create biochar.
And what is that?
Biochar is, as I explained, is like charcoal. So it's a particular substance that you transform biomass into this charcoal product. And then that product can be used for a variety of uses, usually for treating water, for supporting anaerobic digestion health, or it could be used for returning to the soil to improve soil health when there's poor soil.
Okay. So primarily agricultural product.
It's almost always agricultural product. You're talking about pure sort of carbon biomass, things that would normally just go up into the sky. CO2 can be secured and sequestered into the soil permanently, providing support for climate change.
Okay. And how many facilities are you hoping to build here?
At one.
Where would it be?
At the business park.
Business park, right. And how big do you think it would be?
We'll just use the existing building.
Oh, okay. That was all I had. And you said minimal water use, usually wastewater.
Almost no use, yeah. It's showers, toilets.
So just normal, plug in the village water like normal.
Yeah. We'll be net water positive.
Right.
Yeah,
it's probably less water use than Taos Bakes.
Less than Taos Bakes, okay.
Yeah, Taos Bakes actually probably use water in their process to make goods.
Right.
There's no water in the process of making goods. There's only the sanitation.
Right. Okay.
And we use the product to save polluted water and bring it back into circulation. So it's almost certainly water positive.
Okay.
By the way, I just want to have it on the record. I watch you on YouTube, man. Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you saw on my streams.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I appreciate you doing this.
Well, this is a net carbon positive process. This is something I'm a professor of sustainability.
Right.
So this is something to support the environment using resources which are waste that are creating carbon emissions. And we're taking them, creating local jobs, and then looking to try to save different aspects by cleaning water and producing environmental biogas to displace fossil fuel gas. So this is an environmental play.
And I also noticed you from the presentation, from the slideshow, as it progresses, it would hire more and more people, up to about 30 people.
Yeah, that's the plan. Maybe, hopefully, the vast majority will be local. It has to be local. It's produced here.
And it also said you want Quest to become a regional hub for this industry. So how are we expecting like this to become a gateway to other industries?
Absolutely.
Maybe like, I don't know, urbanize is the right term, but basically hopefully increase Quest's population, get more people here, more tourism, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we are a research-led innovation company. We have lots of ideas and lots of companies. So if we can help support work with local sawmills and enhance their abilities, if we can create composting opportunities for people, there are far, far, far too many trees available for our use, and they're sitting there as a raw resource, which are frankly just causing problems and a fire risk right now. So once someone gets their claws in and can actually start upscaling and adding value to these products, creating jobs and helping the environment, yes, I think there's lots of other industries that could follow. And we're choosing to start in Questa. So, and just to answer again the question, we've not come here because of the invite of Chevron or Kit Carson. This was something that's been talked about with the regional government for months and months. Right.
The biggest mistake you made in your pitch was mentioning Chevron, because there's a lot of bad blood against Chevron.
Yeah, there is. But I mean, I don't even work with Chevron, so what I'm looking to do is try to work with Chevron, because you have to work with the bad guys. If you just leave them to their own devices, then, I mean, listen, I'm a professor of sustainability, okay, but I've worked with Coca-Cola, I've worked with Shell before. I don't like them, but when they're asking for advice on how to minimize their environmental damage, I'm rather they're speaking to me than one of their corporate sponsors. And that's what I've tried to do. So if I'm a voice for the positive, certainly protecting the environment and local jobs, I will speak to Chevron and I will take that, but I won't take any shit either. So, and I've been doing it for 30, 40 years.
And they're also here, right?
Exactly. They have a lot of what they call waste products that are not being treated. If I can upcycle that into a usable product and make it useful, that creates jobs and actually deals with a problem by treating polluted produced water, what's not to like? I mean, it's all positive. I understand. I mean, I've lived in places where there's been huge pollution. I used to work for Friends of the Earth, where I was around stopping landfill sites and stopping pollution in local communities. I did that for a decade. So that's my background.
I think what a lot of locals are going to have an issue with is losing the local culture.
Sure.
And I'm wondering what's the best way to, like, I want to see new businesses coming here.
Sure.
I want to see more jobs here, more opportunity, more infrastructure being built. What's the balance between doing that and also maintaining, like, I guess, the identity up here that locals want to maintain?
Well, all we're suggesting currently is that we're going into an existing facility at Taos Bakes, taking over the existing footprint. So there's no expansion there. Instead of having 0 jobs, we'll have up to 30 within 3 or 4 years, hopefully. At that point, we can come back to the community and say, look, I think there's other opportunities that we can develop here, working in partnership with other people. What do you want to do? Do you want them to come to Cuesta, or do you want them to come to other parts of New Mexico? I suppose that's always just a question for the community. There'll be people who don't want certain types of development, and there'll be people who want certain types of development, and that's up to the community to decide at that point. But for now, it's using existing resources within the existing footprint, not creating any environmental footprint issues at all, while creating jobs. So it's pretty much a straightforward deal, I would have thought. If not, there's lots of other places I can go to base this, but I want Cuesta. So,
all right. When this project was first being conceived, like, what made you think of Cuesta? Like, what first thing, like?
So I was looking at Cimarron before, but they couldn't get them up. Cimarron, down the road, but they didn't have a building, so they were very supportive. So I then had to look for my second, third, and fourth options, and what won it for me for Cuesta was the access to the ferric oxide, which is available through the mine, which is not being used; it's just lying there. Yeah. So the miles between us is minimal, so low cost. Hopefully easy access, even though I've had no discussions with Chevron on this, that it just seems obvious that we can get access to this, and that will allow me to create new products that will really, really help the
This area already has infrastructure you can use.
Yeah, exactly. No, listen, I mean, I've been in economic development for years as well. I mean, you don't want to do anything that's inappropriate, but if you're using an existing building with existing resources and creating jobs and not using any extra water and no pollution, it's not a very hard choice, really, you would think. Yeah. But I'm sorry that I've mentioned Chevron out loud, but we're hoping to meet with them at some point, but I haven't met with them yet, except to briefly meet them at a party. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.